Welcome to another episode of Nobby On Cars. Before we do anything else, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my YouTube channel, subscribe there, and next time we do a new video you'll get an automatic notification. So here we are in the Peugeot 5008. I know they say Peugeot in other parts of the world, but we're Irish and we call them Peugeot. So this car launched the Irish market in 2017. It does have a baby brother or baby sister in the 3008. This is about 20 centimeters longer, but the big difference is this has 7 seats. Peugeot are ready to go with WLTP, and this car has the 1.5, not 1.6, 1.5, 130 brake horsepower BlueHDi engine. It has a road tax of €190 per annum, and after the WLTP changes, I'm not going to bore you with the details. They're the new way of testing cars' emissions. Basically, this car has got a new price of €500 on top of the old price. This is the GT line model. There's a few other specs that you can get. I'll tell you about them a little bit later on. But focusing on this one for the moment, this one looks the best. And in all the segments of cars that you can buy in this category of vehicle on the Irish market right now, I think this is one of the best looking. So at €40,000 for this particular GT spec, it is creeping up on things like the Skoda Kodiaq, which we reviewed a few videos back. I wouldn't put it in the same league as the Skoda. It certainly looks absolutely fantastic, there's no doubt about that. The Skoda does come in permanent four-wheel drive, should you wish. This car is front-wheel drive only, but again, I think that will absolutely meet the needs of the majority of buyers who are going to be buying one. It's not really an off-road vehicle. Where this does though have the edge on a lot of the competitors is the interior. Like, the surroundings in it are really lovely. We'll do the plastic scratch test, and that's a little bit hard, but it's not rock hard. In fact, you really have to kind of go looking inside the interior of this car. The steering wheel, possibly, the hardest bunch of plastic in it, but having said that, the steering wheel is really beautiful. It's deliberately lower than a lot of cars, and at first you think it's a bit strange. It's like a flat bottomed and top steering wheel, but it helps you see the display better, and it just gives you more of a room visibility wise in the 5008. Because it's quite a bit longer, rear view visibility is not amazing, but it does have excellent rear view camera, which does give you warnings for all kinds of surroundings and impending moments of doom. I do, however, think it's a little bit strange that for €40,000 you don't get heated seats in these lovely kind of bucket style, half leather, half fabric seats. The leather in them feels like it's a really good quality. It's probably not Nappa leather, but it certainly has the feel of Nappa leather. So good job, Peugeot. If it is Nappa, I take it all back. It's an 8-speed gearbox. This model that's replacing the older engine pre-WLTP was a 6. Quite often this is at least in 7 when you're tipping around city centre traffic. The whole idea of that is to reduce wear on the engine and, of course, better fuel economy and reduce emissions in this emission-focused world. 3 Isofix seats in the back. I haven't seen that in too many competitors. That will certainly be a deal breaker or maker for you if you have kids that are relying on Isofix to keep them snug in the car. Certainly the Kodiaq doesn't have it. It has 2. And I think any 7-seater car should at least have 3, simply because if you need 7 seats, chances are you like having babies. I do like this piano effect on the dashboard. Everything is contained in the screen. It's not the easiest to use. It kind of shares the platform with Citroën. However, because of those piano keys, you don't have to be clicking through menus. Wonderful panoramic glass roof, which has a nice strip around it, so at night time it lights up blue. There is a sport button that makes everything maybe feel a little bit sort of more ready to go for action. Hit this button and other specs in the car are the Active and the Allure. As I said, this is the GT model, which if it was me speccing it, I would have to go for. And the contrast of the black lights against, in this case, white, really smart. Looks great. Steering in it is actually fairly sharp. Like if you throw this thing around corners, it doesn't handle too badly for a car of its size. Your passengers might go, "Hey, slow down," but it certainly turns in pretty well. GT model also has lots of nice features like keyless entry. The keyless works really well. There's an electric boot on this model. I know it's something so simple, but it's about €400. You will use it over and over again. Just tick the box. Loads of rear space in the back, loads of rear space in the boot. You can remove the actual extra 2 seats in the back. You can lift them out, and then you can actually lie the entire back seats of the car, both rows, fully flat, and this car basically turns into a van, which is handy for those trips to IKEA. Another edge for this car in terms of competitors is this has lumbar support. There's a little control for it on the left there, and it works really well for people that have got back issues, or if you're doing a lot of driving, you can really feel it just giving your back a little bit more support. So should this be on your shopping list if you need a 7-seater and the 3008 won't do it for you? Absolutely, go check it out, see what you think. Would I like something with a bit more poke than 130 brake horsepower? Personally, yes. And if you're doing longer journeys, you might find you would like that as well. There's lots of different denominations of the engine, however, so if you need something with more poke, that can be arranged. To get into the actual back seats, you tilt this back, in you get, and just like that, you're in the back. Now, it's tight, but if you don't put your second row of seats all the way back, I can actually sit quite comfortably as a fully grown adult in the back. And there's actually more headroom here than there is in the middle set of seats because of the glass sunroof. And in case you don't believe me, there you go. There's actually not a bad bit of space. And that's with the seats all the way back, the second row seats all the way back. Middle row seats, quite okay as well. Legroom is really big. You do get these very cool built-in blinds that will keep the sun out for little people. You do have rear climate control for those people in the back too, and the legroom is vast. So that's me, plenty of room. There's even a table for your sandwiches. And believe it or not, more storage space under there. Plus, I have never seen this before in a car, an actual plug socket. Handy. So this seat will actually come forward like that, fully flat. You can do the exact same obviously with this seat. And if you have a pillow or the last set of seats, this is enough for an actual bed. Now, how many cars could do that? Don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube on the channel. Hit like on Facebook. They're both Nobby On Cars. And we will see you for the next episode. Who knows what we'll be driving then?